Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of Game Vortex. I'm Vitali and today we are finally going to be talking about something that I wanted to do for a very long time. It's a video about the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare fiasco. Not the fiasco, but the actual problem that they're having right now. So before we get started, I just pulled up the trailer again for the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, which is produced by Infinity Ward. At the moment, the video has 386,000 likes and 2.4 million dislikes. I think this is a time for the Activision to start to think in depth about vision that they have with the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, or in general with the franchise at this time. Also, in addition to that, we all know a couple of weeks ago when the trailer was just released, DICE, the developer for Battlefield, came up and just mixed this game with shit in the worst possible way. Obviously, I don't think that was a very smart thing to do, but they weren't so far from the truth, to be honest. And I'll give you my opinion on this and the whole Call of Duty franchise. And I also want to talk about first-person shooters in general. And I hope you can give me your opinion in the comments below after I finish this video. So, first thing, Call of Duty. The thing that I wanted to say about that is I watched the Infinity Warfare trailer, and to be honest, it didn't really grab me with anything. I wasn't excited about anything because I think it's gone so far into the future that it started to resemble Halo and other games that seems to be already kind of ridiculous to me at this point. Then we go to the point where I think that the market is oversaturated with the first-person shooters. I think that the first-person shooter genre in general, because it's so big in North America, the industry is worth almost $5 billion a year. I think what it's done is actually destroyed completely, killed off other genres of the games, because people are so focused on first-person shooters. It's a dominating genre in the gaming industry, and that's very sad. I mean, when I was a young guy, like now I'm 31, when I was like teenager, I used to play Counter-Strike, Quake 2, Quake 3, religiously for 2-3 years. I was playing every day from morning till evening. I used to compete in the championships, and then at some point I was like, shit, it's the same thing. It's the same thing over and over and over again. Now, of course, they don't have the campaign there, but then I started to get a genre fatigue from the first-person shooters in general. I switched to real-time strategies. I switched to simulators, sports games, and by simulators I actually mean things like tycoon games where you build your city, like SimCity, on Transport Tycoon Deluxe, where you could spend weeks playing a game and you still dig it. Can't say the same thing about first-person shooters, especially recently. The last Call of Duty that I bought was Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. That was the last one that I bought. No, I've played all of them. After that, I borrowed it from my friend, or a friend of mine gave it to me, like the Ghost, and I absolutely hated the Ghost. I don't know why, I just didn't like it at all. Also played the Advanced Warfare, which I actually liked a lot. I mean, it was nice mechanics and everything, but at the same time, I'll play for a little bit, then I'll jump into multiplayer. I'll finish the campaign, obviously. I'll jump into the multiplayer, play a few matches sometimes, and that's it. Done with it. I might come back to it later again and get creamed in the multiplayer after that with the hardcore players, but that's not the problem here. The problem here is, I think, the fact that the Activision had got used to making billions on this franchise. Every year they make billions and billions and billions of dollars, so they gotten, I think, a little bit lazy, and the direction that the Call of Duty is going right now, I absolutely hate it. I remember that back in the days when the shooters were proliferating in the world, and we were all exhausted of the World War II settings, and I understand that. Then we jumped to Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare was amazing. It was a great game. I absolutely loved it. Then I started to hearing rumors that we're gonna go a little bit further into the future, and I imagined that further would be interesting for about 20-30 years into the future, but not going all the way now into space and other planets and things like that, because I think that's just really ridiculous. As I matured over the time, right now I'm 31, so as I started to get older and older, I started to get interested more in the history, to be honest. So when the Battlefield 1 trailer came out, I have a lot of knowledge about the World War II. My grandfather used to be in World War II, but I really wanted to know more about World War I. And I know it's not really a fast-paced shooter, and the warfare is not going to be as chaotic, I think, but I think it's going to be brutal. but it's actually making me more thirsty to find out more information about what actually happened, how our ancestors actually fought the war, visit the familiar locations, and just try to experience that for the first time, because nobody really touched that much upon the First World War. And I think that's a bit more interesting proposition. But on the other side, you're looking at the Call of Duty. They've been making billions and billions of dollars. They have two studios, the Infinity Ward and Treyarch, who are trading places each year, producing the new and new game. Problem with that, I think they're fucking lazy by now already, because they keep reusing the same engine over and over and over again. And to be honest, what the DICE developers have said publicly on the Twitter about the Call of Duty trailer, that it looks like shit. It looks like the game was made in 2010. The textures are shit, the lighting is shit, the depth of field is shit. I can actually agree with them on that. I was not impressed at all by that. And the thing is, I'm not sure if many of you are aware, but I'll let you know anyway, you can verify this, that the Call of Duty, since the starting point of Modern Warfare, has been running on a heavily modified Quake 3 engine. Quake 3 engine. Now I know it's the best engine for the shooters, and it's great, it's got a good frame rate and everything, but come on, like, I understand that you can rewrite 90% of that engine, but still that's like, it seems very lazy considering how much money you're making to keep producing the game on the same engine, but just keep modifying it, because sooner or later it starts to show that the game looks old, and it's more prominent now than ever before. So I think this is the thing that they need to address. They need to take a lesson from Ubisoft and maybe just go away for, I don't know, maybe a year or two, because Ubisoft now said that they're going to take a break from the Assassin's Creed, because they used to produce them because people used to buy them. But ever since the release of, let's say, Assassin's Creed 2, which was great, Assassin's Creed 3 got a lot of promise but failed. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag was good, was very good, amazing. Then Assassin's Creed Unity just fucking collapsed completely with all the bugs and everything that was there. And then when they released the one that's set in London, the Syndicate, that was actually pretty good, but it didn't sell that well because people either have a franchise fatigue or they don't have trust in that anymore. And I think Activision is going to experience that for the first time this year. People predicted that the previous Call of Duty will not sell that well, and it actually didn't, but at the same time they didn't really take much of a hit. It was still a big success, but it's up to you to vote with the voters if you actually want to have a better experience, that you want more for your money, that you want a brand new Call of Duty with new features, new graphics, with new everything, right? Because this only takes it so far. I think they need to take a page out of Ubisoft's strategy and just go away for a little bit. Let people just get hungry for Call of Duty. Let them get hungry for Call of Duty. Take that time. You have Treyarch now working on another Call of Duty for a year. Give them another 1 or 2 years, and Infinity Ward is going to be done with this. Put them on the same job. Make a brand new engine that will blow fucking everyone out of water when it's actually released or shown off. For example, that the people are going to be talking about it over and over again. Look how amazing this game. Look how modern it is, right? Because right now it's starting to get a little bit pathetic of how the Call of Duty actually looks. It looks all right, but it doesn't look great, especially when you compare it to DICE's installments. And to be honest, I only played Battlefield 4, I didn't play any other games. But looking at the trailers and everything else, and even in-game, right? In-game, put it on ultra settings on the PC, the Battlefield 4 looks amazing. It looks amazing. And during the same span that the Call of Duty had, DICE already developed 2 or 3 engines from scratch. So why can't Activision, with billions of dollars, do the same thing? Because they have the money, they have the resources, they're one of the biggest publishers in the world. They have everything they need, yet they're not doing it. Why? Because people keep buying the same games on the same engine over and over and over again. So the only way you can actually affect is if you vote with your wallet, as they say. Do you want a fucking brand new Call of Duty that will be just amazeballs? If yes, then you need to actually do something about it. because this will carry on over and over and over again, because people keep buying it, still makes them billions. If nobody would have been buying it, or at least 1 year, they would have sat down on the financial call and said, listen, something is not right. I think look at all the dislikes we get on YouTube, the comments on Reddit and shit like that. Let's actually make something great. Take a break, go away. We'll have other IPs to support us. Maybe we'll invest into a new IP, and then we'll come back. And I hope that they will come back to a modern warfare nowadays, because I think that's the most interesting proposition, because you connect better with the timeline, the characters and everything else. Make a nice believable story, make a great multiplayer, and just go with it. Just go with it, because I think that's what's gonna be something new and fresh for Call of Duty. Because at the moment it just keeps going further and further away in time that nobody actually starts to give a shit about. Like, do you want to be flying in space? Fighting somewhere in the fucking space, like stations are going to other planets and stuff. The humanity's at war with fucking aliens and other life forms in the galaxy, because it's starting to sound not only like ridiculous, but it's not even plausible already. But maybe it is, but like in what year? So I think that's what they need to do. That's my honest opinions, because I miss a lot of genres that have been killed off by first-person shooters in the first place. You know, I used to play games like Tycoons, right? The Roller Coaster Tycoon and Theme Hospital and stuff, SimCity and shit like that. But this is the games and that all just disappeared into the fucking thin air just because the shooters are dominating the American market, and American market is the number one gaming market in the world. It dictates pretty much the whole thing for the rest of the world. So what I want to ask you is, what do you think about the official Call of Duty Infinity Warfare reveal trailer? Do you like the idea? Do you like the proposition? Do you like the way the game looks? Do you think it's a good direction that they're going? Or do you think that they actually need to either take a break or take a step back and look at what made them successful and carry on with that? Because they were fucking smart as well. They released information saying that the original remaster of the Call of Duty Modern Warfare will only be available if you purchase the deluxe or premium edition of the game, because they know that's what the people actually want. So they're not going to release it on the PSN or Xbox Live on any other platforms like Steam. And that's a smart move, but it's a shit move for the gamers, because I think more people are interested in the remastered version of the Modern Warfare than the actual Infinite Warfare that they're creating right now. So there we go. Thank you for listening again. If you like the channel, please subscribe, leave the comments. I want to know your opinions. I want to read through them and analyze them, and I just want to know what you guys, girls and guys, think. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode of Game Vortex.